Hello guys, here's Slavo and we are going to enjoy our Sunday talk. I'm not sure if this is the 6th one or the 5th one, I really don't know right now, but I think it doesn't matter. So we are just going to do as usual. First, let's sum up the last week. I think I started playing Fallout, on Sunday last week, so it was actually in the previous Sunday talk. And I've been I've been trying to play somehow like properly Fallout in the meantime while I was studying at the same time, and it's going pretty well. I think I'm actually doing pretty great while playing Fallout. I played it several times, so I have a little bit of experience. Then again, I was continuing playing The Binding of Isaac. Again, we made some progress, a few upgrades, few achievements, and so on. Again, a few daily challenges. I think I played almost every daily challenge that there was this week. I can recall. I know that I failed one of them because my game crashed, and the other one I died like after 2 minutes. It was just bad room. It was seriously just a bad room. And today's daily challenge went pretty fine, I would say. The score is going to be excellent for my level of skills or my level of experience. And I actually did a Terraria live stream, and I think I will do one more today. Theoretically, I'm not sure. I have done everything I wanted to do today, so I have plenty of time right now. I just need to cook something for tomorrow's work, and I have pretty good idea about what I'm going to cook. So yeah, and for the upcoming week, well, I guess the usual. There is no real change that I know about during the upcoming week. Just playing Fallout 2, The Binding of Isaac, and probably another live stream on Tuesday or on Wednesday. Depends on the day, depends on how I'm going to feel, depends how tired I'm going to be. You know, a lot of things are somehow influential in this sense. Okay, I think that's the first part of this video. The second part is, as you can see from the title, people. What does it mean? Good question, random stranger. What I'm trying to say is, always respect people around you. Always try to be thoughtful or mindful about other people, because I'm not sure how old you are, if you are rather around your 40s or 30s, or you are 20 years old, or you are still a teenager or something like this. You never know what the other person is doing, so this kind of like idea, the person is not responding, I have to force this person to answer because I need the answer right now, so I'm going to send much more messages. I would say, from my personal view, 60 or 70% of the people, they just don't have time. They just don't have time, or they are not with their phones, at their phones right now, or at their computers. For example, me, you cannot catch me when I'm at work, because my phone is not designed. Okay, that would sound little almighty-ish and something like this. It's just old phone, so I don't have access to the internet from my phone. And I enjoy it. I don't have access to Facebook, I don't have access to YouTube, I don't have access to the internet. I can of course go on the internet through my working computer, but I rather do something else. I rather do some work than doing something on Facebook or talking with people. So always try to be mindful and try to think of idea why the person is not responding. Of course, there might be a reason. Maybe you were acting like a dighead or something like this, or maybe you were just not very nice to the other person, but the point is, always try to be somehow thoughtful and respect others' privacy. It's normal, come on, like, if I say this to you, I think that everyone is thinking the same way. Basically, when you write someone, and when I say you, I mean like everyone. When I say you, I mean when you write someone and the person is not responding, the person might be busy. But when the other person writes you and you are not responding, the other person might think the same thing. And the other thing I would like to say is never somehow play this game like the game of power, basically. It's a very beautiful name for it, game of power. Basically, it works for friendship and for relationships, for everything. This kind of like, she or he didn't respond, so I'm not going to respond either right now. Even though I know there is the message, I read it, but I'm not going to respond. This is the game of power, and it's a stupid game. Because basically like this, you are showing that you want to be in control, and like if it's friendship or a relationship, it's not about control, it's about mutual trust. And if you act like this, nobody can trust you. Excuse me. So always try to be somehow honest. Have honor, of course, but be honest with the person, and never try to be like this. I would say this is the rather. This people could talk about this hours and hours. Actually, I should write this down somewhere and maybe just do some like 30 minutes long talk about this, because this really, you can talk about this for hours and hours to somehow see all the evidence, see all the examples of this behavior, because there is plenty. People get offended because of everything. You are not responding. You are responding not enough. Like, it makes me angry also. Like when I'm trying to say something and the person just reads it and then the person doesn't respond. It's frustrating, of course, and I do understand this feeling, and I do understand that everybody else can have it. And of course, I could talk and talk and talk and explain how I feel and what I do. I mean, what I do is usually I don't care anymore. I used to care when I was younger. I used to care when I sent a message to someone, if it was a pretty girl that I liked, or some friend of mine who actually I wanted to go out with, and they didn't respond. Of course, I was thinking a little bit differently about my friend or about the girl I would like to go out with for a date. Of course, the thinking was a little bit different, because if the thinking is the same, I think that you should actually think about yourself, because this is not normal. I'm just kidding. So, yes, of course, I was feeling frustrated, and I wanted to actually hit the person at some point, because the person was ignoring me. And it's a terrible feeling when someone is ignoring you. It's a really terrible feeling, and you should never do this to anyone. It's not fair. Nobody deserves it. This kind of like this battle of power, because nobody deserves it. It's immature. It's impolite, and I do understand people are impolite all the time. Sometimes they are impolite. They don't even realize that they are impolite. They are just like this. It's part of their personality. And I'm not saying this is an excuse. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying it's what it is. But try to realize always, try to think of it as a way of dealing with it. Think about this video and just think of this and say, you know what? You didn't respond me. You didn't respond on my message for like days. I mean, I would say hours, but hours is still okay. Nobody would get mad because of hours if it's not something really acute. You didn't respond for days, and now you are asking me for a favor. But you know what? I am going to be the more mature person, and this is the important part. More mature person. Always try to be this. I'm not trying to say you always want to be better, or like try to be better than the other person, but try to be better for the person, because when the person sees that you are better, maybe the person wants to be like you, or maybe the person wants to somehow mimic you in a sense. So think of it like this and say, you know what? I'm going to be the more mature person, I'm going to be more thoughtful, and I'm going to be more sensible. I'm going to respond like a mature person. Don't answer rudely, don't answer impolitely. Just answer honestly and friendly. Because this is the only way how you can actually somehow show your matureness. Be just always somehow think. Well, I can maybe say it like think out of the box. Basically, look at it from the other side. Like look at it like what might the other person be doing right now, or something like this, and it might help. So yeah, when you interact with people, it's always a little bit tricky, because you never know what they are thinking. And me myself, I would love to. I think about it sometimes when I'm in the gym or when I'm just walking somewhere. I would love to see what the people are thinking about and what they are seeing right now. I would love to see how somehow this image of their own view through their eyes. It would be absolutely amazing. I would love to see that. Of course, I guess it's impossible, but I think like this sometimes. I would love to see that. I would love to see and know what the other person is thinking about, just to understand this person better. Because let's be honest, nobody is going to tell you completely honest truth. Never. There is always going to be something that the other person is hiding. Always. I mean, there is always something negative that the person is hiding. If it's something amazing, of course the person is going to tell you everything about it, because that's the point. People are trying to show always the best out of them, and they are trying to hide the worst out of them. Worst of them. Yeah, that's the correct expression. So they are never going to be completely honest. There's always something, even if it's a small thing, there is always something that they are hiding. Me too. I mean, I'm trying to be always honest as possible. Of course, like, there is this, of course, meaning of white lies, of course. Like, there are normal lies and there are white lies. Normal lies, it's, for example, talking with a friend and he asks you, do you want to go for a beer with me? And let's put it this way. It's not a friend, it's a guy you know, you talk with sometimes, but like you don't really know him that good, and you somehow don't feel you want to meet him. And this is example of a white lie, because you don't want to be rude and you don't want to say anything impolite. So you are not going to say, you know what, I don't know you, I don't want to go out with you. And you say basically you don't have time, basically, or stuff like this. This is in a sense a white lie, but like better example would be, for example, when your girlfriend or boyfriend, well, I would say this is more specific for girlfriend, because I guess boyfriend is not going to wear tight jeans or stuff like this. I hope not. If girlfriend asks you if jeans are making her butt big, and you want to be polite and honest, and in some examples it might be true, or if the girl is going to ask you, does this clothes look good on me? And you can either be honest and you say, if it's true, you can be honest and you can say the truth and say no, or you can say the white lie and basically don't hurt the person's feeling and say, of course, it looks good on you. Or you can find a middle way and you say, you know what, this looks acceptable, but I would say we should find something else for you. This is somehow, I would see this as a middle way, like saying politely, this is not the best way how to put it, this is not the best way, but I think there is something better for you, because you are still a pretty person. And normal lies, of course, normal lies are everything. Like, for example, about school. How many times did you lie to your mother or your father that you are sick and you don't want to go to school? You are pretending that you have a fever, so we are holding your, how is it called? The thing with which you measure your temperature. I don't know how is it called right now. I have no idea. But you know what I mean. You put it into your armpit or like into your mouth. It depends on into your ass when you are a baby. But of course, babies don't lie. And basically, you are trying to lie. So you put this thing above, for example, teeth to make it hotter, so you can actually pretend. That's a lie. That's not a white lie, because you are not helping anyone. You are not like being honest or being polite with anyone. You are just lying that you don't want to do something. That's a normal lie. That's something you should avoid, because lies and white lies, of course, both things are lies, but white lies are actually somehow protecting people from being hurt. It's very important, because when you are honest with someone, completely honest, you are going to hurt the person, because nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is doing everything perfectly. You always find something that's incorrect. And if you want to actually keep your friends, if you want to keep your life all together, you always should keep these white lies and never be completely honest like this. I'm not saying you should lie. Never lie to your friends, to your family, in a way that's going to basically benefit you, and the truth would only hurt you. That's a lie. But just the white lies are this like borderlines between honesty and not hurting anyone. I would say this is the point. I wanted to talk about people, and I want to talk about behavior with people, but I got to this topic, and it's quite interesting to think about like how many people are lying. They are making excuses after excuses for things they are doing, even though they don't have to. If you are honest, rather, instead of lying like this, you actually might achieve much more, because the one thing is for sure: lies will always appear sooner or later. And there is this beautiful thing, I'm not sure where I read it or where I heard it, but you have to memorize a lie. But if you don't lie, you don't have to memorize it, because you know it. And that's the point. Like, when you say a lie to someone, you have to remember that you lied to this person, and you have to always cover it. And sooner or later, in a week, in a month, in a year, it will come up. It will emerge on surface. And it's going to hurt much more than if you would be honest, like right from the beginning. So yeah, this is actually quite a long video right now to give you this lecture about life, about lies, about white lies, about honesty, about friendship somehow. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be so long. And next time we are going to do some physics. I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about physics. I would love to, but I don't know anything. Because, as I said before, when I was young, I kinda didn't go to school that often. Of course, I pretended a lot of times that I'm sick, so my mother would keep me at home. So elementary school, basically, I was at home most of the time. High school, it got better, and to be honest, at the university, during the last 5 years, I skipped like 3 or 4 days, I think. Because I just enjoyed it there so much. So many things to figure out, so many things to learn and everything, so many new people to meet. So yeah, I would say this is the end for this video. I don't think I could talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, but I don't want to skip from one topic to another. So I'm going to keep something for the next week. So for now, I wish you guys to have a beautiful rest of the weekend and have a great start of the new week. And well, I guess leave a like please for this video, because I'm really trying for the Sunday talks. I'm really trying to give some reasonable content. So really, if you like this video, leave a like, because I'm really trying. It's not like I'm not trying for the other videos, but like here I can concentrate on talking, and with my brain capacity I can only do playing or talking. I cannot do both at the same time. Yeah, I know. So yeah, leave a like please, leave a comment, and hope to hear from you guys soon. So have a great day. Bye.